Hi, and welcome to Wisdom from the Angels. Hi, my name is Carolyn. Thanks for dropping by. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on where you are in the world. Hey, I want to say thank you for all the happy birthday wishes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I had a really good birthday this year. My birthday was September 19th, and we started celebrating. Well, friends started celebrating on last Thursday. And so I had a really interesting birthday brunches and lunches, and a dinner, and hiking, and a trip to the botanical gardens near me, and time at the beach with a good friend, and just having a good time. Nothing negative, no gossip, no other nonsense in the world, and just enjoying ourselves and talking about the future and talking about how much we've grown and talking about all the wisdom we gathered. And I think that when we sat down and figured out all of our ages and everything over the course of the 5 days, because these are different groups of friends, we were laughing because we were like, oh my gosh, on a text there. They said, we had over 1,500 years of wisdom combined with the different people that I got together with. And there were some who, I will get together with at another time, because it was only so much one person can do in a day, and I do appreciate all the well wishes. I appreciate all the cards, the flowers, the gifts, and got a couple of new decks this time around that I hadn't heard of, so that's going to be fun to see how to incorporate them with the channel. Everything you need to know about me is down below, and if you're interested in an angel card reading, which is much longer than we do here on the channel, go ahead, send me an email. If you're interested in an energy session or a boost or a healing session, go ahead, send me an email. So you're saying, well, Carolyn, where do I find this information? Well, it's down below, but you can also send the email to wisdomfromtheangels@gmail.com. And in the subject line, put it what it is about, okay? And I will get back to you. And if I don't get back to you after a couple of days, send me another one, because it might have gone to spam. You know how emails work, and I'm not ignoring you, okay? All right, so like I said, everything you need to know about me is in the box below, and feel free to reach out at any time, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get started. For those of you who know, we're going to get started with clearing the air around us, the energy, and then we're going to bring in the angels with an invocation, and then get into the reading. And I'll share with you what the decks are. This is the weekly reading, and it is the week that began on my birthday, September 19th, 2021. And while my readings are timeless and may not resonate at the time you hear them, no, you can always come back. I don't hide any of my readings. I don't stick them away or archive them. Maybe some I should. I think I've only pulled one reading, and that was with our co-host, Lady and Coco. But anyway, Lady and Coco will be on the channel probably next week. To try something a little different with them and see how that works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But they often come and sit next to me, and yes, they have their treats, which are blueberries. Whenever we go somewhere, someone says, "Can I give them a treat?" I'm like, "Only if they're blueberries," and people look at me like I've lost my mind. But my boy dog, Coco, has IBS, or irritable bowel syndrome. And I finally found a diet that works for him, and it's been working for him for the last, I want to say 4 or 5 years. So it took us a while to get there, and I am thankful to say he has not had a bout in a while. When he does, I know something's worrying him, and then I do a check-in with him and see. I check in with my puppies all the time. They're my buddies. They're my best friends. They get to see me with, yes, I woke up like this. And they get to see me when I'm really in a great mood and when I'm maybe sad. They get to hear all my conversations, because they know they won't be repeated. And I know I get unconditional love from them. And it's nice to have them around. I walk in the door and they're like, "Yay, Mama's back!" As I'm leaving, they're like, "Where are you going?" But I come around the corner and I have a big picture window and they sit right there waiting to see the car pull up. Or if I jingle my keys, they come running to the window like, yes, she's back. And then they see me start up the stairs and they're at the door. So it's always fun. They also let me know if anyone else is coming along, and they're pretty vocal, even though they are small. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the weekly read. I am right now looking for the crystal that is calling my name. Interesting. Where is that piece? I am curious. Oh, here it is. I'm being asked to bring in amethyst for grounding, protection, and miracles. So that was the message on the High Vibe reading for the week. And the Guardian Angels, I believe, also had the message of, no, the High Vibe one was about blessings are here. So I'm excited to see. And if any blessings come in your life, please put it in the comment, or send me an email if it's really personal. But yeah, blessings are here. Really interesting times we're living in, very interesting times. And I look at it from a positive perspective that, these interesting times are all about our growth as individuals. So anyway, let's go ahead and clear the air. I'm going to use this piece of amethyst and go ahead with my singing bowl. Angels, archangels, guardian angels, our own spiritual teams, benevolent beings from all space, galaxies, and time. I call in the Ascended Masters, call in the energy of Mother Mary, the energy of Kuan Yin. I bring in the energy of Isis, and the energy of Buddha. Angels and all of our teams surround us, guide us, protect us, and inspire us, and bring to us what is for our highest good and highest healing, and bring to us what is for the highest healing of all. We are so thankful and grateful for the many, many, many ways you show up in our lives. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alrighty. Wow. Okay, that was a pretty powerful one. I am also, because this is going to be premiering the weekly, it's going to be premiering in the middle of the week. Sorry about that. I'm also going to say happy birthday to all those Virgos out there who had their season. I'm a Virgo, I'm a cusp. And thank you, and happy birthday to all those Librians out there. I have a very special Librian who is a cusp baby, and that is my son. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. I am so glad that you were born. And I hope you have an amazing day and rest of the week. All right, take care, babe. All right, so deep breath, girl, and deep breath. My son is 45 years old today. Yes, 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 yes. All righty, so we're going to get into the reading for the weekly. I have a new deck that was gifted to me. It is the Akashic Tarot. And so we're going to use that. I am also going to be using the Power of Surrender deck. I'm going to be using healing cards. I'm going to also use the deck Divine Abundance, as well as the Angel Tarot Wisdom deck. And we may use the, wow, I haven't used this one in a couple of weeks. We may bring in the Angel Answers at the end to kind of give us an overview of everything that's going on. So let's go ahead and get into this reading. Now, I have to shuffle each deck one, and I listen to how many times I'm told. Two, three. Okay, three. Okay, so this is the Akashic Records. What are we bringing in for insight? What is the insight we need to have for this coming week? What is the insight, angels, we need for this coming week? Angels, what is the insight? What is the insight? What is the insight? What is the insight? I heard stop, take the bottom card. Okay, only one. Alrighty. Okay, angels, this week, what do we need to surrender? What do we need to let go of? What do we need to let go of? I'm hearing giggles. It's been an interesting time, I tell you. All right. Oh, what they said, just take the top card. Okay. Okay, and what are we needing to heal? What are we needing to heal at this time? What are we needing to heal? Now remember, this reading is very general. If you book a reading with me, it is going to be very personal, and we do answer all your questions. Okay, all right. So we have insight, we have surrender, and we have where we're going to be healing. Now, here's the message of divine abundance. Oh, this week, what is the message that we are going to receive around abundance? Okay, abundance, 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 abundance. Abundance is mine, abundance is mine. There's a take the one that is sticking out. Alrighty, and let's move these up here. Okay, make room for the Angel Tarot message. Let's see what wisdom the angels would like us to pay attention to this week. Let's see what information they would like us to pay attention to. I use this card in this deck in my personal life, and I've used it so much that one of the cards has become so amazingly used looking that I had to get this deck for the channel, another deck for the channel. But I think next week I'm going to treat you to one of the things I do is an angel walk. And so I'm going to treat you guys to participate with me in that next week. And we're going to get an idea of, and I'm going to give you another tool that you can use in your life to get clarity when it's needed. And they're saying, okay, and they're saying one more. Bring in one more. Bring in one more. Bring in one more. Bring in one more. Actually, two more fell out. Okay. So this is interesting, what is coming out. So give me just a moment to turn them over and really see what we're being called to this week, okay? Oh, wow. Okay. Alrighty. Strong message this week, and I don't know who this is for, but I do hear this is going to help a lot of people get some perspective. So if you've been needing perspective in your life, you might want to pay close attention and maybe come back to this too. I'm hearing go ahead and draw an Angel Answers card right now. Okay, to give us some additional guidance, they're saying pull 3. Okay. keep that one handy just in case my nose starts twitching every time this is meant for someone on the channel. Okay, so first card out is number 15, the Muse. Remember numerology, the number 1 plus 5 equals 6. The number 6 is all about harmony in relationships. Think about where you might look for harmony in your relationships. Do you have harmony in your relationships? Are the relationships that are around you, yes, I have a pen in my hair. Are the relationships that are around you supportive, or are they distracting? Are they depleting? Are they toxic? Are they loving? Are they authentic? I'm hearing. Start to look at. So this is going to be about how we are treating ourselves, which has been the theme of the high vibe reading for this week. It has been the theme of the guardian angel reading for this week. And it's all about how we're taking care of ourselves. And I think we're being prepared for how we're taking care of ourselves because we are still in the full moon energy of Pisces. Pisces is a water sign, all about our emotional lives. Are we being emotionally stable and balanced? Are we all over the map and chaotic? Are we being kind to ourselves? Are we being kind to others? Have we shifted out of lower vibrational energy like gossiping and being negative and accusing others and shaming and blaming? Or are we participating in the energy of fear being left out? So we have to be the one in the community or in our lives or in our families that is the center of the one who's holding the strings. Or are we participating in love? Are we participating in a kind way? Are we standing up for ourselves, not allowing others to walk all over us? But are we standing up for ourselves in a way that is gracious, that is kind, and that allows us to respond in a way where we can come back and have no regrets in our response? That's the message I get for today. Interesting for this week. Muse, the Muse. So where in your life are you being directed? What are you being guided to do differently? What are you being asked to shift out of? Let me look at what it means in this deck to have the Muse show up. Because it's a new deck, I'm going to see I'm going to read from the book to see. It says, this is a time of uplifting and imagination. Inspiration is coming up. Fill the air with your inspiration. Any creative project that you do right now will be a success. Close your eyes and touch into the forces of pure inspiration and potential. And allow your imagination and beauty to flow around you. Give birth to this possibility. Give birth to the creation. It is also about giving birth to more powerful relationships. The next card says, surrender to trust. Trust in your decisions. Trust in yourselves. We see this beautiful being sitting by a waterway. It could be a river. It could be at the ocean. But we do see beings there. And it's saying, trust in yourself. Trust in your heart. Don't be swayed by what other people have to say to you, how other people want to direct you, manipulate you, or guide you. Allow for yourself to trust in what is coming through. And take action that you're confident about. And take action around things that you know to be true in your heart. Okay? And the next card is about where do we need to heal? And this says, the divine dwells within you and desires that you heal. It is card number 23. Now, in numerology, when we take the numbers 2 plus 3 and we add them together, we end up with the number 5. 5 is all about changing and shifting. It's all about changing and shifting in a way that allows us to feel free. The message is, are you fully aware of that presence where you can have freedom? Call upon the power of the divine to awaken. Its healing force is within you. Be grateful for this miracle. And divine abundance message is gratitude. Where do you feel grateful in your life? Where can you say thank you for? Thank you for another beautiful day. Thank you for my family. Thank you for the lessons I'm learning. Thank you for my amazing job. It says, fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. And this is coming directly from the divine. It is saying to us, where can we feel grateful in our life? What areas of our life are so just times where we can just say thank you? And it could be, thank you that I can breathe. Thank you that I am well. Thank you that I have good health. Thank you that my family is healthy. Thank you that I have a roof over my head. Thank you that I have food on my table. Thank you that I can drink clean water. Thank you that I can see. Thank you that I can hear. Where are you being called? And where do you need to say thank you? And even if it's a conflict like we had in the Guardian Angels reading, thank you for showing me where things were out of alignment. Thank you. I had a situation recently where I was shown where things were out of alignment and how I was out of alignment by participating in this process. Now I'm going to just share this with you. It's not a long story, but I live in a community, and it's a pretty small community within a small town. And, you know, small towns as well as big cities can have an element of cohesiveness and of a collective consciousness. And things are constantly shifting. Energy is constantly changing. And a situation came up where there had been some gossip, and we know gossip is a lower vibrational energy. When we look on do I have it here? When we look on the map of consciousness, gossip is down here. It's about fear of being left out, fear of not being in the middle, anxiety, anger, resentment, times in our lives where we might have been gossiping and not doing well. And someone came to me, or a couple of people came to me with a situation whereby the statement that was made was, we're getting rid of. I hear we're getting rid of. And it happened to be a person that I know has been struggling. I know someone who has been not necessarily in a good place in their life, who is also grieving the loss of their husband. They're in Jewish communities, they call it their berserk. I might not have said it correctly, but it is their loved one, and they're grieving. So a lot of times when we are in grief, we are not always at our best. But this person had from day one, by this group of people, been considered to be not enough. And I'd hear things like this, you know, and I'd say, where's this coming from? You know, what have they done to you? Have you even given them the benefit of the doubt or got to know them? Have you taken the time to hear their story? Well, no, I didn't want to. You know, I don't want to be bothered. But then when you see them, you poke the bear. And this particular statement of we're getting rid of was in conjunction with a number of people, but this person happened to have been on the list. And at that moment, I thought, what is the kindest thing I can do? The kindest thing I can do is nip this in the bud. And it was coming from an employee. So I went to corporate and let them know. This is not professional. I told the person that who brought it to me, one of the first people. I said, remember, I asked you in the past, don't share this stuff with me. I'm not interested. And I did tell you in the past that if you continued, I would be taking a break. And I did. And so I'm sharing this with you to say, be grateful for the times where you are shown that things that are happening around you, perhaps within you or in your world, that are out of alignment with who you are. Okay? And now we have the Queen here. My eye. The Queen of Earth. And she is all about being loving, compassionate, kind, and also making certain that she really practices what she preaches, that she trusts her intuition, and that she follows her heart. And that's what she's saying. We're being told to be kind, to follow our hearts, not what other people say, not what other people do, but to follow our hearts and watch where our egos come into play. You know, a lot of times when we participate in lower vibrational energy, it is about our ego and feeding that ego and making sure that we're the queen bee and we stay on top. And we're the one that everyone comes to for information. And we're that fountain of, you know, all things knowing. And that is all about someone who is really hurting. And they're hurting on many different levels. And it isn't yours to heal them. That is their own job, but to be aware. And it says here that pay attention to where we are unhappy. Where can we support our own individual paths to happiness? And we can do that for our own selves. In fact, we are the only ones responsible for our own happiness. And when we start to do that, our dreams start to come true. A new start can happen. Start to trust yourself more. Remember, that was surrender to trust. That was our second card out today, surrender to trust. Start to trust yourself more. Put your fears aside. And put aside whatever's coming up with you in relationships where you feel things are out of alignment. Because remember, we talked about there are only two guiding forces in this universe here on earth, love and fear. Love will win out eventually. When we're participating in fear, we're dealing with anxiety, we're dealing with lower vibrations, we're dealing with the fear of missing out, we're dealing with gossip, we're dealing with anger, we're dealing with disappointment and frustration. And in this situation that I talked to you about that happened here in my community, we might have been dealing with people who, in their paths, they were the ones gossiped about. They were the ones left out. They were the ones ridiculed. And they know how it feels. So now to flip it around and do it to someone else isn't always resonating in their highest vibration. Not a put down, that may not be where they're at yet. But it is something to pay attention to. Now here we have the Page of Fire comes up. And the Page of Fire is saying, start allowing for your creativity, being confident, and allowing for that to come through. And so when you're surrendering to trust, remember here, we're surrendering to trust, we're going to start to really let go of things that are not in alignment with who we are. And we're going to bring in more creativity into our lives because we've released it. So when we release something, especially at a full moon, release what no longer works for you. How do you release it? Write it down on a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be a long novel. Just what doesn't work for you any longer. And write it down. Say thank you. Put your hand to your heart. Say thank you. Now either rip it up and flush down the toilet or burn it somewhere safely. And let it go. Let it be released and be transformed so that you can start to bring in good things into your life. So that you can have the dreamer. Because why? We're going to be letting go of our egos. We're going to be letting go of the fear of missing out. And we're going to bring in more of what we truly, truly are dreaming for, because why? We're at a time of renewal. We're at a time of renewal, people. 2021 was letting go of all that stuff we no longer need. We no longer need fear. It's a time of renewal, to allow in the new, to allow ourselves to feel hope and love and joy and harmony. We are bringing in and working with the Archangel Jeremiah. And Archangel Jeremiah is saying, let's review the past with compassion and forgiveness. And it is a time to head in a new direction. Remember, we are, in our dreamer state, going in a new direction, a new beginning, a new start. And you can have new directions and new beginnings during a full moon session. You can season. You can have a renewal. Start to look at, and what full moons are great for is not only releasing but reflecting, and starting to see in our lives where we can bring in a different energy, an energy of abundance, an energy of renewal, an energy of new starts and new celebrations. In your heart, you know what to do. You know what's right. Do it. That's what the angels are telling us. Now we have the Knight of Air, one of the fastest moving knights in a deck. And it is all about getting focused, taking action, and when we release and let go of things around our ego and surrender to trusting the universe, just trust. That's all we're asked to do, is trust. When we start trusting, things start unfolding and actions start taking place, and we start to see miracles and magic occur. And for more guidance, it's saying right now, maybe you feel you need to compromise. Maybe you feel like, maybe I'm not ready to let go of this. You don't have to. But it's saying, you can't make this stuff up. It's saying, let go. Let go of what no longer works for you. Let go and open new doors. When you let go, you open room for new. Let go for a new start. Surrender and trust that you are on the right path. And here's the message: remain positive. It is all working out in your best and highest good. I promise you it is. It may not look like it right now, but if you are ready to surrender and trust, if you are ready to really reach out and be thankful and grateful for everything that has happened in your life, and you're also ready for a new start and a renewal, it is possible. And I can tell you that from my own experience. I didn't get this gray hair because I dyed it. That's Mother Nature. And what I can tell you from all the experiences I've had in my life, and I've had some pretty trying experiences. I don't know what I was thinking when I signed up, but I signed up for some of this, for this stuff. And I can give you just a snippet, and it's on you can go to my website and read more. But my parents divorced when I was 3. My dad died when I was 7.5. I went to live with my uncle, who was younger than my brother, and I grew up in a community where a lot of the times I was either being celebrated or ridiculed by the nasty girls. At the age of 17, right before going to college, I was raped by a town elder, someone who was considered to be someone we were to look up and not fear. I was then stalked and blackmailed, and if I was told that if I didn't follow the rule that he set, he would hurt my uncle or my cousins. I then go off to college, where one of my first experiences is of a fire across from me in the elevator shaft, and the angels got me out. I have had great love in my life. I have had great experiences in my life. I've been a community leader in every community that I've ever lived in. I have known great joy. I have also known great sorrow. Losing my dad at such an early age, my mom not being in my life and losing my college sweetheart after being together for over 33 years. At a very young age, he took his life, and I was the one who discovered his body. Feeling a lot of guilt, feeling a lot of frustration, and a lot of sadness after that for the past 17 years. I have been a widow, and watching my children grow up and wondering how life could have been different if had their dad lived. Wondering had I gone first, how it could have been different. Wondering if it would have made a difference. And knowing deep down that everything happens the way it is supposed to happen. I share all of this with you, not from any place of ego to say, ooh, look at me, look at me. I share it with you to say, yes, look at me. I did thrive. I not only got through it, I thrived. I mean, to having a student accuse me of stalking because they felt abandoned. I was moving and leaving New York to come to California, which I've said all along, I'm living in California. This is the last place I live on earth. Yay, I was able to come back. Why? California feels like home to me. It feels wonderful to me. I feel like I vibrate here very differently than I do in other places. Now, I've had great experiences in other places. But what I'm saying to you is look at your life overall and look at all the ways you've grown. Look at all the things that have happened. Had I not lost my father at a young age, and I don't recommend that for anyone, but it really pushed me into being in more contact with the angels and trusting my intuition at a very early age. It brought me great love and great disappointment. It brought me to a place of being kinder to myself. It also had me look at how can I contribute to the communities that I live in? How can I be a bigger force? How can I, even if it's just a smile or hello, make a difference perhaps in someone's day, maybe someone who never is acknowledged? Start to look at how you can improve the world around you, how you can be a part of your community in a very positive way, and how you can even begin to shift your own energy. Because when you shift your energy, it's like an umbrella opening. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Or think of it as a cell phone tower. Think of yourself as a cell phone tower. And the energy you're putting out is just vibrating and vibrating and vibrating and vibrating. You may never see all of the people that it helps. You may never see how it inspires others. But what you may get back from it is your own dreams, a shift in your energy that can bring great shifts in your world, shifts of abundance, of prosperity, of good health. So I leave you with this message for this week, and I sincerely hope that each and every one of you find something here that you can take away. And please consider giving me a thumbs up and sharing this message with someone that you truly, truly, truly love. All right? Okay. And if you want to catch up with me on a daily basis, go on over to my Instagram account. It's Wisdom from the Angels. Kind of getting the theme. All right. So I'm going to close out with, may you have more joy, more love, and more harmony in your life, and may it overflow. Thank you for coming by. It is much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.